And please don't forget to share your experience or your thoughts in the comment section. Now I'm going to be telling a very big story about Samuel. Now, this is how the story plays. Story, story, story. Once upon a time. Now it came to pass after the death of Samuel, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Amalekites, and David had about 2 days in Ziklag. It came even to pass in the third day that, behold, a man came out of the camp from Saul with his clothes rent and earth upon his head. And so it was when he came to David that he fell on earth and did obeisance. And David said unto him, from whence comest thou? And he said unto him, out of the camp of Israel, and I escaped. And David said unto him, how went the matter? I pray thee, tell me. And he answered, that the people have fled from the battle, and many of the people also are fallen and dead. And Saul and Jonathan his son also. And David said unto that told him, how knowest thou that Saul and Jonathan his son is dead? And the young man that told him said, as I opened my chance upon Mount Gibor, behold, Saul upon his spear, and lo, the chariot and the horsemen followed after him. And when he looked behind him, he saw me and called unto me. I answered, yea am I. And he said unto me, who art thou? And I answered him, I am an Amalekite. He said unto me again, stand, I pray thee, upon me, and stay me, for anguish is come upon me, because my life is yet whole in me. Because my life whole in me. So I stood upon him and slay him, because I was sure that he could not live after that he was fallen, and I took the crown that was upon his head, and the bracelet that was on his hand, and I have brought them hither unto my Lord. Then David took hold of his clothes and rent them. They likewise all the men that were it and were with me, and they mourned and wept and fasted until heaven saw, and for Jonathan his son, and for the people of the Lord, and for the house of Israel, because they were fallen by the earth. And David said unto the young man that told him, whence art thou? And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite. An Amalekite. And David said unto him, how wast thou not afraid to stretch forth the hand to destroy the Lord anointed? And David called one of his young men and said, go near and fall upon him and it smote him that he died. Let's open to another story. Alright, now I'm going to be telling you another story. The story of the great OZD and the great EZD. Story. Once upon a time, there lived a land, a kingdom, where a priest whose name is OZD and his gods OZD. The forefathers, the great grandparents have served the deity for very long time. And this deity is supposed to serve. Now it comes to the generation of EZD, the great servant of OZD. Here's the storyline. Please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Once upon a time, there was a family whose parents is dead and left with his elder brother, one sister, and him. Please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. So one fateful day, EZD came out to serve his gods, and he was performing some incantation. Egumegurego, ogumebo, ogumerigogo, ogumero, ogumerigogo, ogumero, ogumesu, ogumebu, ogumero, ogumesu, ogumebu. And the most interesting part in the story was Apostle John was a Christian. He refused to serve the gods of his father, and he refused to take over his ancestors, and he refused to be a servant of an idol. And he vowed in the rest of his life that he is not going to be an idol worshipper, that he is going to serve God in the rest of his generation, even his children, and which caused a very big calamity in the community. And EZD with Apostle John started fighting spiritually and physically. Please make sure you stay on the live stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And EZD was performing an oracle to his gods. Ogri merigogo, ogri merigo, ogri kaka, ogri mayaya, ogri kaka, ogri madoya, ogri magaga, ogri. And that scene fade away. Here comes the most interesting part. One fateful day, EZD came out from his room and saw the cloud was very dark. And EZD looked around. Something strange is going on. And Apostle John, which is the elder brother of EZD, began to pray. He was holding a crusade, and there was Kabashi, Lebededosa, Gebedegobosa, Lebede. There was praying. Everywhere was shaking spiritually. Here comes the most interesting part. EZD walked into the scene, and he saw Apostle John, which is his elder brother, who is supposed to be the next to take over his father's deity. He was holding a crusade and he was serving another god. And Easy stopped him. John! Apostle John looked at him and answered to him, Brother, Easy, what are you doing in my crusade? Can't you see that we are serving our living God? And Easy choked his head and looked at his brother. Brother, when a stubborn fly refuses to leave the corpse, it follows the corpse to the grave, and it will be buried with the corpse. And he said that brother who is in Christ also told him, Brother, every stubborn flies that follows the footstep of his parents also died the way his parents would die. And Uzidi was very, very hungry. Very, very hungry. And he looked at Apostle John and told him, Apostle John, Apostle John, Apostle John, you are my brother. I have warned you several times without numbers. Seasons I have warned you. This is not the right path. You are bringing false gods into the land, and you must be persecuted for it. And Apostle John laughed. I am Apostle John, the great servant of the Most High God, and you are just an idol worshiper. And this is the get annoyed. No! No! Izidi, the great servant of OZD, the great servant of OZD. This deity you have been served by my great father, my great great grandfather, my ancestors, and our next generation will continue to serve these gods. These gods has brought good things into our life. And he told him, John, this will be the last time that I will tell you to stop preaching false gods in the land. If you continue, I, Izidi, will cut off your head and hang it on the stick and stretch it towards the sky. And the vultures of the airs will feed on your skulls. And I will put your bones in the soil. And the insects of the soil will eat the bones. And that was the last warning from Izidi to his brother Apostle John. And Izidi left. That same day, Izidi was very annoyed, and he began to consult his oracle. Great OZD, I am the servant, the great Izidi. My ancestors have served you for a very long time. I have come to request more strength. My brother, my blood brother, have refused to serve you, and I want him dead. And the great OZD answered and said unto him, Thou son of his great parents, thou son of his great great grandparents, I appreciate you for serving me, and I will give you whatever you need, no matter the power. I will give it to you. And easily thanks the gods, Thank you, they agreed to ZD. Then ZD left. Here comes the most interesting part. ZD woke up by 12 a.m. in the midnight and sent an attack to his brother through the spiritual realm. And the spiritual attack did not Apostle John. The great Izzy was thinking in the next morning that Apostle John is dead. And he just went to pay visit just to mock the people that look at the person you are following. And on his greatest surprise, when he went to that place and they saw Apostle John was still very healthy and very strong. And he tries to lay to strike him with his spear. He could not walk. He tried. He threw a spear, but not to walk. And Apostle John told him, this will be your last time that you will throw spiritual attack on me. If you try it again next time, I'm going to kill you. And EZD did not hear him. Now, for the chaos to stop in the community, the elders of the land make an announcement that much and many people have been dying in the land. And they say, EZD, there is somebody